Hello everyone, welcome to Beaver's Hobby channel. In this video, we're gonna take a look at the new FPV kit from SNT, which now it is called Sniclo Racing. Before we begin, I would like to thank SNT for sending me this kit for a review. If you are interested, the link is in the description as always. Now, let's get on with the show. Here is the box. It is not that big, and there is not much detail on the box. Just what the goggle is supposed to look like. So let's open it up and see what's inside. First, we have the manual, and don't worry, it comes in English as well. And also a QR code to download the manual, and something like a quick start guide. And here's the goggle. Inside the bag in the goggle, we have the new camera. And of course, it is connected to the SNT card using the magnetic port. Next, we have the antenna. And finally, a USB Type-C charging cable. It comes with a battery as well. This is 18650. So just remove that and then we can start using it. This is quite a good design with the removable battery because you can replace this very easily. Don't forget to install the antenna before turning it on. So we plug it in and then screw the thumb screw in. Like that. Just finger tight is good enough. Let's take a closer look at the goggles. The size is quite compact. It is 81mm tall. The opening is 110mm wide and 46mm tall. It is not that big, and the screen inside is widescreen. There's only antenna port on this side. On the other side, we have Type-C charging port and a micro SD card slot. So let's turn it on and see if there is any battery. Nice. What can I do next? We have home. Oh, it comes in Chinese, so we are going to have to change the language. The screen has pretty good resolution. Press this to open the menu, and this to select the value, and then press the menu again to access the item. Here's how to change the language. First, press the middle button, and then use the up or down to select the gear on the third menu. Press the middle button again to go into the menu, and then the first one with the speech bubble should be the language. And there it is, English. And now the menu is in English. Now let's turn it off and on again and see if it remembers the value. So I'm off and on. And there it is. Yes, it remembers the setting. It also has a blue light on the front when it is on, which looks really good. Next, let's take a look at the camera. This new version is thin rather than tall, but it is quite big on the footprint. The connector is still the same. The case is now proper plastic rather than 3D print like the old version. If you look at them side by side, you can see that the old version is much taller, but the old version is also narrower. and the lens at at the front is larger as well. The most significant difference is the connector. As you can see, the connector of the new version is much shorter than the old version. That is also why it doesn't work with the older cars. Let's take a little bit of measurement. The height of the new version is 13mm, but the old version is 21mm, not including the antenna. Oh, by the way, the new version doesn't have an antenna as well. But the width is 25mm on the new version, while it is 21mm on the old version. And here's how they look on the car. That is the new version versus the old version. The new camera will only work with the new cars, but the old camera will work with every car. On the website, it says that this camera will only work with the newer cars, and I think I know why. Even though they have a similar type of connector, the cars that will work with this camera are the ones that have this square pads, like this MixGo, and also another MixGo. And here's the Enano, also has this square connector pads that will work with this new camera. The version that doesn't work with this camera are the ones with the circle pads, like this, like the smaller ones, and also this one. As you can see, it has circle pads, which technically speaking, they are the same connector. The problem that makes this old version with circle pad doesn't work with the new camera is the depth. As you can see, this one has pretty shallow hole, but this one has pretty deep hole. The problem is that the connector doesn't reach the terminals, and the pins don't connect to the pads. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much why it doesn't work. Here's the one with the square pads. And here's the one with the circle pads. So the car is working. And they are connected to the same transmitter anyway. So I plug it in, and as you can see, the light doesn't come on. So even though I have turned on the channel 4, the light doesn't come on. Even though it has the same connection, the pins on this camera don't reach the pads on the car. However, there is a padding on this camera, so I'm gonna try and remove it and see if it works with the old cars. And it came off rather easily. Alright, now with the padding off, let's plug it back into the car and see if it works. The light still doesn't come on, so no, even though you remove this padding, it still doesn't work. The other cars have even deeper slot, so I doubt it's going to work. And sure enough, it doesn't. I'm gonna try and move the camera back to the Enano to see if it's still working. And of course it is. And if you look at them side by side, you can see that the old version has much deeper slot than the new version. It goes from here to here. Alright, let's plug the camera into a car and see how it works. Now, I'm gonna turn the camera on. Is it on? Okay, yep, it is on. Now it is on. So let's see the frame rate is a little bit choppy. I kinda expect the frame rate to be a little bit higher, but the image is very crisp and clear. Now I'm curious, will it work with the old camera? Because all in all, this is just a 5.8 GHz. Let's detach the new camera and plug in the old camera. It doesn't seem like it finds the old camera. So let's see, how can I tune this? Double click the button to enter the pairing interface. Right, so double click. There it is. Pairing information. Let's go for the number 2. Pairing. Right, it is searching now for the camera. So it doesn't work with the old camera, only with the new one. So I'm not sure if you can see it, but there is like the screen is actually on the top and it reflects down through a series of mirrors, which looks pretty big when you put it on your face. This is a response test between the new and the old FPV kits. As you can see, the old one is much faster than the new one, and it is also smoother. And because it is widescreen, it is missing the top and the bottom portion of the image. The old version has much wider angle lens. Let's take it out for a drive and see how it goes. The narrow FOV makes it feel much faster than it is, and also more difficult to drive. The latency or the video feed delay doesn't help either. It works better on a crawler, but still the narrow FOV is not good. And here's what I like about this new version. First, it has removable battery. The charging port and the SD card slot can be accessed much easier than the previous version that you have to bend your finger to take the card out, and also you have to bend the wire to charge it. Even though the opening is smaller than the previous version, the screen looks about the same. And finally, the image quality looks great, much better than the previous version for both contrast and saturation. And of course, you can record a DVR by holding this button. As you can see, the red dot comes on, which means it is recording. The footage is recorded at 800 by 480 pixels and 20 frames per second, which is not much, but the image is clear and crisp. And here's what I don't like about this kit. First, it has a lot of delay, and to be honest, it doesn't really work when you use it with a quicker car like the MixGo. However, it works pretty well with a slower car like the crawler. Next, when it is disconnected, it takes forever to regain the connection. Like this. This is real time. It's not coming on. There we go. Let's take a look at the previous version and see how it compares. And here's how the connection goes. Pretty much instantly. And if I lose the connection, this is much quicker. The new version has limited viewing angle, The old version has a much wider lens. And if you are thinking of buying only the goggle to upgrade the old kit, unfortunately, it is not going to work. It is not a standard 5.8 GHz rangeband that we usually use. It only binds to this camera. All in all, I don't think it is a good upgrade, especially with the high delay and low frame rates. But if you look at the price, at around $90, it is quite a good system with DVR. Anyway, that's all the information I can give you. You'll be the judge if you can find a use for it or not. Personally, I would say that get the old one while the supply lasts. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching and see you again next time.